Iran has a choice.
Negotiate or face consequences.
Those were the words echoing from the White House this week as President Trump renewed pressure on Tehran with a clear ultimatum.
You can strike a deal with the president, you can negotiate, or there will be hell to pay. This isn't just rhetoric.
The U.S. has reimposed some of the most punishing economic sanctions in modern history.
Military assets have been repositioned. And quiet back-channel diplomacy is giving way to public ultimatums.
So what happens next? Is this a path to peace or the edge of war? Let's break it down.
Toward Chapter 1. Trump's line in the sand. The message from Trump's team is direct. If Iran doesn't move forward with diplomacy, there will be grave consequences. The administration isn't asking anymore. It's demanding. In recent weeks, Iran has been accused of ramping up uranium enrichment, stalling IAEA inspectors, and expanding ties with China, Russia, and even North Korea.
For the U.S., that's a red line. So Trump reimposed crippling sanctions,
banking restrictions,
oil exports blocked,
foreign assets frozen.
This is economic warfare, and the clock is ticking.
Chapter 2. The deal that died.
Let's rewind.
In 2015, Iran signed the JCPOA, or the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, under the Obama administration. In exchange for rolling back its nuclear program, Iran got billions in sanctions relief.
Trump called it the worst deal ever made, and in 2018, he pulled the U.S. out. Since then, Iran resumed enrichment.
Inspections have been limited. Regional tensions skyrocketed. Now, Trump wants a new deal, one that
ends uranium enrichment permanently,
ends missile development, halts support for regional militias, provides full anytime inspections.
Tehran calls that surrender. Trump calls it real peace.
Chapter 3. Sanctions that bite. The sanctions Trump has imposed are no joke. Iran's oil revenue has dropped by more than 90%. The rial has lost over 60% of its value.
Inflation has skyrocketed.
Daily life has become unsustainable for millions of Iranians. Airlines can't refuel. Hospitals face shortages. Imported food is vanishing.
It's a slow economic chokehold designed to bring Iran to the table. But it could also push them to the brink.
Chapter 4. The military option. While Trump emphasizes diplomacy, the threat is clear.
There will be hell to pay.
That means military forces on the table.
U.S. aircraft carriers are positioned in the Gulf. Drones and long-range bombers are active. Israeli intelligence is closely coordinating.
The Pentagon has drawn up multiple strike plans.
Precision targeting of nuclear sites. Cyber attacks on command systems. Coordinated sabotage with regional allies. The goal?
Maximum damage. Minimum boots on the ground. But if Iran strikes back, it's war. Chapter 5. Why now?
So why is this pressure peaking now?
Iran is getting close to breakout capacity. The point where it can build a bomb in under a year. Russia and China are growing bolder, and Iran is leaning into their camp. The Middle East is on edge, with skirmishes from Yemen to Syria. Trump wants a legacy-defining deal before the global order shifts further. This isn't about punishing Iran. It's about resetting the region, with or without their consent. Chapter 6. How Iran could respond. Iran is proud, ancient, and deeply strategic. Here's how it might play its hand. Stall. Buy time with vague offers. Escalate. Launch proxy strikes or cyber attacks. Split the West. Drive wedges between the U.S. and Europe. Make a deal. Offer just enough to lift sanctions without surrendering everything. So far, they've done a mix of all four.
But the clock is running out.
Chapter 7. Oman and the back channels. There's one card left, Oman. This Gulf state has quietly hosted secret U.S.-Iran negotiations before, and it may do so again.
Diplomats are reportedly preparing a draft deal that includes a phased sanctions rollback,
a freeze on enrichment, third-party inspections. Trump has signaled he's open, but only if the terms are strict. Chapter 8. Regional reactions.
Israel
fully supports Trump's hardline.
has vowed to act alone if Iran goes nuclear. Intelligence sharing is at an all-time high. Saudi Arabia and the Gulf
Publicly cautious, privately supportive. Fear and emboldened Iran more than U.S. escalation.
Europe wants to save the JCPOA, worried Trump's approach will collapse diplomacy. Everyone's watching.
Everyone's tense. Chapter 9. What a deal could look like.
If Iran blinks and comes to the table, a new deal could include
Permanent limits on enrichment, under 3.67%.
no missiles with ranges over 300 km,
Cessation of IRGC support to militias.
unfettered IAEA inspections.
Sanctions relief phased over 24 months. It would be tough for both sides, but it would change the face of the Middle East. Chapter 10. Final thoughts. Trump has made his position clear. Strike a deal or there will be hell to pay.
This is diplomacy by dominance.
Will it work?
Iran is hurting. The region is watching.
And the world is waiting.
We're standing at a fork in history.
One path leads to peace through strength. The other to a regional inferno.
Tehran has a choice.
And the clock is ticking.